So we're going to talk about investing in cryptocurrency, but actually making some money out of it, potentially. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you are good. Now, if you're new, make sure you have subscribed, hit the bell button and leave a like. Now, this is for newbies, basically, or if you are in the market and have been for a while and you're wondering why things have gone wrong, I'm going to show you some investment tactics that can help you get the best possible orders, so make sure you stick around. Now, I want to go over a few things in terms of not so much research, but I got a few questions yesterday regarding what I was saying, regarding Bitcoin, research, all kinds of good stuff in terms of what I was talking about. And you can buy other assets that are quite solid and earn something passive off them. Even throughout bear periods, you'll still get a daily reward of a unit, whether it's 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units, however many units you're getting in terms of how much you invest is important, especially when you think long term. Now, I'm going to focus on some simple assets, right? The one I'm going to focus on more is actually Polkadot and Cardano. Why? They're both in the top 10 for starters. They both have really good staking rewards, and also potential for longevity and long term is actually relatively quite good. So that is kind of the basis of it. So if I'm going to talk about Cardano as an example here, you know, I will go to the chart and I'll show you the best way to invest in any asset, even if it's in a stock market or whatever. It's simple. But if you're new, you don't tend to know this because you may not have the experience. You may not have that grounding and that understanding of how a market works. So first things first, I'm not going to cover this in detail on this video. Research. Understand what you're buying, why you're buying it, what you're buying it for. Ultimately, if you believe in it, all kinds of good stuff. You need to do full research, right? Cardano at the moment is one of the hottest cryptocurrencies out there. Polkadot is the same. They both have a thing called staking. It's a mechanism where it is there for security, for bonding, all kinds of stuff like that to enhance the network overall. What you do with that is you stake it. You put your holdings into a validator and you can earn some passive Cardano, right? I've done it in the past. It's relatively easy. It's painless, realistically. You can do the exact same with Polkadot on Ledger Live and stuff like that. And it's relatively simple. It's honestly, it is a few button clicks. Yeah, it costs a tiny bit to do it, but realistically, it's, you know, the pros are you get more Polkadot. Every single day you get paid. It's great. However, the caveat to all this is long term. The more Polkadot you have, the more money you can potentially make. And that's where we talk about how to invest in cryptocurrency and actually make money. It is not from profiting. Sounds dumb, this, doesn't it? Right? Hear me out. You make profit on an asset when you buy at the lows, at the best possible opportunity. Because one, in crypto, if you're making money, you've got a lot of coins. If you've bought at like say $4 or $5 Polkadot, right, and it went up to $50, you were making some nice passive rewards. If you took profit then, cool. I always go on the basis that the best possible order is when you're going to make profit. Why? Because the likelihood of it and the probability of it is higher. Because if you buy it like $4, like I say, you've made a really good order. And that means the probability is high for it going up. Simple as that, right? It's all probability. But why would you buy Polkadot at $50, $60, $70, $80 when the opportunity and you passed it up, potentially, most people did, at $5 when I was tweeting about it saying, hey, buy Polkadot at $5, it's free money. Bit of a joke, but realistically, that's what my thoughts were. That was my fundamental analyzing of the whole entire asset was I thought this is cheap, this is ridiculous. Anyways, I want to talk about something else briefly. So another thing you can do is put your money and your equity into BlockFi. Again, small amount of money into here is a good little earner. 7.5% on stables. You can actually get up to 8% on DAI, which is important, but you can get paid in whatever currency you want. BTC, Ethereum, Chainlink, Litecoin as examples here, or into stable currencies if you put it in there. What I do is I like to put in stable currencies. I am looking to put a lot more into here and to get paid in either Ethereum or BTC, which is important. You can get a nice little bonus. So as you can see here, $15 in BTC for just depositing $100. They use Gemini as their custodians, they use cold wallet storage, and they are backed by a lot of big capital firms, as you can imagine down here. We've even got ties with the likes of Fidelity as well. So it's pretty big. In terms of all this, in terms of how it works with the credit card as well, they are they're rolling out a credit card over in the US at the moment. So if you're in the US, you may like it. But check out the link below, blockfi.com/cryptomobster, and you can get some freebies. So moving on to some simple stuff as well. Okay, some of your assets may be up to this sort of standard. They may not be. You may be sitting on assets right now and you are unaware that you can actually earn some money. So one thing to go on, go to stakingrewards.com, go to staking providers or crypto assets, either one. If you click on either button, it will start giving you a lot of information. Now, what you want to look for depends on what coin you've got. You may well want to look at staking. You may well want to look at DeFi. You may well find that some DeFi platforms have your assets on there and you can earn a passive income for just holding it through smart contracts, similar to what I just kind of talked about before. If you go to staking, though, this is kind of more relevant for the likes of Polkadot, Cardano, etc. But you've also got Solana, you've got Algorand, you've got Luna, and you can see the reward percentages on the sides there. 6.43% right now, currently. 70% of it is staked in Cardano. So if you think the overall supply, 70% is staked right now, which is probably why the price is holding pretty well. You could probably argue the same for a lot of other coins as well, but there's also other stuff as well. You can go to like the Pancake Swap. So if you go into, say, Cake, and you can see here, you can stake it in the syrup pool and you get a 70% reward. It does adjust over time with the difficulty and stuff and how it works, but realistically, if you're holding a coin that you like or an ecosystem that you like, for example, like Cake maybe, you can earn something passive off it. Again, looking at the likes of Polkadot, currently a 13.28%, which is unbelievable. 62% of the supply is currently in there. And that is ridiculously great in terms of, in my opinion anyways. There is a 28-day lockout, but realistically, that's huge. You're never going to get that interest again. So one thing we need to look at more than anything in this video is obviously where to get those profitable orders, which is what the game is. You are playing a game of risk, and the biggest game that you want to play is getting the lowest and being the best possible order, in my opinion. So let's look at the chart. So yesterday's video I talked about VeChain. I spoke about it on the relevance of the USD chart, and I spoke about it on the relevance of the BTC chart. What I want to do with this is go over Polkadot and go over Cardano in simple terms, right? Very, very simple terms. Now, the reason why is because it's got things going for it that others don't have. For example, staking, right? It's got all the parameters and all the knowledge of anyone who wants to be in the space to understand certain things is simple. You need to have an asset that you can rely on, and it has good tokenomics. A staking model has that, which is good. Let me just go to the right list, that is. So if we're looking at Cardano here, I see in here that we may well get an order all the way down to here. Yes, it may be because the BTC dominance is pretty ugly, but realistically, we want to go really deep in terms of the order situ. So I'm going to focus mainly on the USD pair. Now, what I want to do is remove all the noise. And what you want to do as well, as a new person or as an investor, one, you need to be patient. Two, you need to also have some money and equity. This does not mean go and get a loan. This does not mean go in and get some sort of random stuff and sell your cat or next door's dog or whatever. Just have money that you can afford to lose and go to the higher time frames. Now, it looks random, this. You want to go to like the monthly or the weekly time frame. And what you're looking for is areas where it's been interesting. Now, you can't really see much in terms of the monthly, in terms of Cardano on this, because crypto's pretty crap for it. So if you want to go down to the weekly, do it. Now, there's one obvious order level there, which is important. One parameter right now, which is very, very interesting, is the fact that we are potentially closing, below the EMA 21 on the weekly time frame. That is not a good sign. Investors, you may well pick up a little bit on that one, because it's important. Now, the one level that we want to look at more than anything is, in my opinion, this range alone. There is one order you can potentially look at. Now, if you were excited about buying Cardano at $2.50 levels and you're not excited about buying it below $1, well, you need to learn how to get to that point, right? The next level is a long way down from this point, but it's also very, very important. It is all the way down here. What I'm looking at here is levels of support or resistance in a high time frame, whether that is the monthly, whether that is the weekly, whether that is a 3-day chart if you haven't got enough data. You need to use these levels as a way of you having a target point. They may never get there, But realistically, if you're getting quite close to them, you want to keep an eye on it, because realistically, that is where the orders will be. That's where the demand is overall. If you're an investor and you're looking to buy 20, 30, 40,000 Cardano at that point, why not? Because if realistic terms, you're happy to do that and it's been all the way up here, guess what happens if it goes back up and meets that level again? Your 40,000 Cardano, whatever it may be, however many you want to buy these days, right? And it does a 7x, that is a huge amount of money. And guess what? If that value does go up and in that time period, you're earning a 13, 12, 10, 9, whatever percentage reward on that staking in units. The more units you got, the more units you'll make. It means you're going to make even more money. This is how you do it. It's simple. Realistically, you just got to be bloody patient to do it, and you got to plot it out. And again, I did this with Cardano in the past. When it was like 2-3 cents, I was buying it because I thought that's too good to be true. So I bought it. Literally, I thought, buy it. Sold it early, but realistically, I made a chunk of profit on it. I saw it like $1.60 or whatever it was. It went much higher than that. It went even higher. But it's money. It's money at the end of the day. Again, if you want to look at other levels, you got to look at where this consolidation band is. You know, if I say what price this is, by the way, because probably my head's covering it, it's between 6 cents and 10 cents. A weekly buy order level there. Why? Because if I zoom in on this level on like the 12-hour time frame and go all the way down, you can see it. Look at that consolidation zone. The price has been there for a long time. The price could actually go back down there. So that's what you want to do. You want to map out your chart like that. You want to try and see, and even on the 12-hour time frame here or the daily, you can see where levels are. If you want to put a few more on there, you can. But realistically, you're looking for obvious levels where demand could be. Realistically, I may have put that a little bit higher. There we go. So again, you got a level there. And you got levels here, around here. So it's all probability. But realistically, if your research is doing the brunt of this and finding out information that you want to know about a long-term project, the thing with crypto is, even if the market's like showing good signs, i.e. coins are doing well, they're developing, they're doing really well, but the sentiment isn't there, they're going to go lower anyways. So it's kind of like a doozy really, that when the sentiment returns, these good solid projects like Cardano, likes of Polkadot, likes of Solana, likes of Avalanche, for example, right? These good ecosystem projects that have staking rewards will probably make you money anyways, which sounds a bit, I don't know, cheesy, but realistically it's all speculative. But if you go off the basis of market sentiment, it's important. Again, if you look at other things such as likes of Polkadot here, you know, yeah, it's been melting and this is like a potential buy zone. I bought here. The next one, $8. The next one, back down to $5. I wanted to go down to $5. Why? Because I want to buy again. Because the amount of DOT that I'm making every day right now, I want even more. I want loads of it, because 13% of free units that I can literally use as my free will. That's brilliant. Who doesn't?